na ona oni mana
they say one now say farmers na mfa nkwa we say nkwa for the babeto
no ye wo but that's why e ho de ofa koko to wa wadu Cote d'Ivoire bre e ho de ani eti say board ti say ya majority say board ti say dada
yes
enko betom koko ni nyina akọ in fact e ba say ya so oni ma small
yes, but that is not to say honorable say
that's
the
what
story is not
mo na mo story no
sure.
Joy for mo story eti me
yes
and na ya no mo de mo story aba
yes
me so me kwa confirm
okay
you confirm story no
okay
na etisa
okay
we'll look at what happened
okay.
say adjustment be na about hino
okay
say hino ye di ka catch say adjustment be aba government of Ghana will never hesitate to increase the price.
That's fine.
Say nay price is favorable na Cote d'Ivoire for now so why can't Ghana do the same?
Say the same world market price aba for me ya and bia o mo no ma ban aso ma sinti na wa maintain ya what will Ghana do?
No, edu ha Ghana will take a decision. Because ye ne Cote d'Ivoire so nyina no ye hwe prices sebe ya e bia nkofa how bia American trade
ye ma obi bia akwaba na ye mfambra mega TV and platform we eso abusa for madika ka kire mo say MPP for the atrocem eno moyo madwi so betina kuruma. You see me na so ayana sometimes it depending on some of our journalists from kuruma, especially on manhini any obi me be yi interview bi a kire obi na yes interview no ene dey am no kasa yi na do know why interview no Miracle Dennis Aboagye eko asempa ekosisi dwumadi so ina koko board any koko farmers price a shrinking and as a reduce no hon sensem na after say Dennis Miracle Aboagye eka ni se nwie na honorable Eric Opoku nso ye agric minister sector minister no so eko honom esunati fi ana bibisa esunafo no for say no ye member of parliament na utie memo ekwohwe video no ba pese mmonya the overview of the video na oye very observant na won kasa ohwe ade memo yakwa akohwe ba pese oye very observant of this particular video aye kwa akohwe the din kan Dennis Miracle Aboagye ni interview uhwe the way no sika nsem na obi aka na notum obi enu onu Dennis Miracle Aboagye no ebisa obi ni question na obi yano na Dennis Miracle Aboagye flow na oflo o kan nsem sa no twam toro na oye dandam de tun but the drew honorable Eric Opoku so no o kan sem bia obi yano obi se obi question na obi ti hosre onkasa onu nsa asam ne no kware onkasa Eric Opoku honorable Eric Opoku kasa abo so no wa kasa fom na asem no akogu baby kwoti MPP for no fine we am who say journalists of Mokuruma, some of them very deceptive or bad journalism. Udi men kasa bebre yenko. Yeni ka hwe Dennis Miracle Aboagye video no. Na yia honorable Eric Opoku nso de no. Ebetwa so na obehu nsem America no beti ase. Yankopon shira subscribe for the test update. Enti nsedi bi.
People are saying it is the government's mandate to do whatever they want to do with the information, but we are not stopping. We will not stop today, we will not stop tomorrow, we will not stop the day after. I have come to realize after the appraisal at the end of the year and say this particular government, say if we don't highlight the issues, they are the PR, and I'll do everything together with the team. The team is already they are out there. Team no meno kasi omko endre ye buy ye better ye match we omko by echina the other issues here the eba ye eduma no eduma no, and it is the government's responsibility to also fix the issues. So long as I have a team of dedicated young people who are willing and ready to work to help amplify the voice of the people in there, yen to me 30 of them, and they are out there helping
on
to make this thing happen.
Yes, more the amount for ne kana ababa betruja. But And I'm some buying at the response about there was an emergency cabinet meeting, government through the finance minister announced a buying decisions, immediate, short term, medium term, long term plans buying at the guapuno so meaning say based on the buying beka you know and normally they say abaya take decisions say or better a bonus so going out and yes rubber voices be amayate. But you get the sense that a man for a situation now, a woman as I say, world market price na drop it, and government says that it has no choice than to also give them a corresponding price. In fact, Democrats will say what they've given them near 92% of the FOB or CSR.
Obi, you see what the government needs to understand. Yes, I'm buying tears here and say when the woman for AD in South.
Yes.
First of all, a coin of fast soccer on your mobekasa. And no menyans was only very important. There was a crisis. October, November, December, January, 1 year, February, assembly he I don't know any you on one for none call myself one of the better winning.
Yes.
And also be doing Juma. Oko emergency cabinet. O by the next day, what by announces what me bosso, what brown meaning comobia was a meaning to. No engagement with the farmers. And yes, I buy when no more opposition, no more free meetings. I can see,
yes. In the cocoa,
Honorable Eric Opoku, Honorable Kessel Ato Forsen, sorry, Sami Jenfi, Omoko Fre, friend is saying stakeholders meeting, no more church room. Why I didn't know, man? Yes, I didn't cry and some of this announcement here, they have. Just say, yeah, the amount of Unyaji, after all. Ebi mu koko abedi me ho nti won dia se mentua ena ebi mu koko akesi dey mu. That's the sort of scenario farmers no ehu omo say aban de o ma hyem akwai te say dia ba bia ye say ya no mema. And that is one problem. Number 2, farmers ne say omo ni aban we wa pam, omo ni aban we e wa pam, omo say aban no hyehye ebo bi mo mo o say wo ba obeba mo 6,500 Ghana cedis. In fact Honorable Eric Opoku krade Onua FM, Onua TV, or say omo ba mu no man fa 6,500 Ghana cedis no ama koko ekuafo na koko no hwan dia koko no na hwan dia ya fa mo koko no hwan dia sado ka yo koko no hwan dia na ohu dia ti a ese so the 65 dia dey emekuafo no to the extent say
also cancer based on the prevailing
no problem no me tell me there say
okay
obi me there eno me kasa ma no
okay
eno you see remember say sisi ano eye cocoa farmers na ene aban nya wo enya ye de kan cocoa farmers na se mo enti wo ba he na untumi mo 65 no anya bia wakọ chechire mo mu ana wo tenkan na wo de wa hyehyɛ na me se memam na wo ba he no so no wo tamabuo bia person de eden mo almost say they cannot accept the 2,500 engine and engine china.
Who farmers?
Oh, you Obi say abai underrate cocoa farmers situation where now me no I'll be surprised.
Say omo what it means omo cocoa ne beka dem.
Obi wo de wunim la me ka say me chiro governments should not play with the cocoa situation. Cocoa you need substitute for it when it comes to bibi ebe anko ye economy. Abai seem to be prioritizing gold over cocoa. Now, omo ehwe ni year, ombetu ye nyina akɔhye amenemu. Obi me say cocoa farmers no. Sabai anti omani ahwe omo ampe kwan papa bi so. What the cocoa farmers are asking for is simple. Almost say they want a bailout, not a haircut. Abai nko peska. Na say awonchira banana mama ye dia, onfam baili omo. Because they are not responsible for the situation we find ourselves now. The cocoa farmers, they are not responsible for the situation we find ourselves now. It is government own incompetence.
Incompetence. The government doesn't control the world market price.
Obi, and that is another misrepresentation of buying pedal around ANMSRE. Unim say Ghana ye cocoa, your major crop season, your turn between October to December.
Yes.
Now light one if January. And I wouldn't say air forward sales.
Yes.
Wouldn't say cocoa board has the mandate to forward sale up to about 24 months. Ube tumaton and then me no ka say February 2026. We bet on the whole of 2027 cocoa. Now what on 2028 cocoa? You can sell 24 months ahead. The reason why we have forward sales and they say, "Oh, one crofwa or mine to your moka." Ah, my human is almost around a par. Almost your calculation as a session, as a room. Or my human is almost making sure some did Johnny ye. Send a bear cocoa, you know, the home cocoa day and coach him. And Nunti, and last year, I bind to me mark cocoa for into mu a moment 3,600. Come to Tonton at the end based on a certain price. October, November, December, now cocoa board and I'm 7,000, 8,000, 9,000. A choir at some point could do 11,000. 1 ton. What's in a home? What's in a home? My head February. I feel when you say Precopeno, a swat TF is 7,200, about 3,600. Cocoa aboso. Cocoa, my main country, about buying so. I am a maker. See you, Nangasaneka. Now, assembly be for the sake of the progress of the country. Men person me can wasem. Because the boy me can, it bet me affected the entire market. And to men can. But see you, Nangasa bien and no can say cocoa no. About 50,000 abon zone to minton. And we are the one who. The work cocoa for no de omon kwaje because we do baby no.
And no you almost 17,000 metric.
Obedi hu. Omo fan buy.
Abanyaka.
On fan buy.
Say omo
or your projection.
Of course.
Or your projection on fan. Yes, but on fan brewe. On fan brewe. Or your projection but on fan brewe. Because some of the bar no matter turning away. So at the moment you don't have it yet. Now the question is that who na anka esesa wo ton ade no time na e bo no nam so no. Aye tu aka. A 1 ton no. Aye ne abo so. Wo be ka che say yate so nti. Obi the question I keep asking Cocoa Board ne say senka omo ton cocoa do mu kwani nyina time esesa omo ton na anka with the current price affect the farmer.
No, that's when we have forward sales.
Exactly. So what are you talking about? So we have forward sales, and I will take advantage of some bullish period, you know, and I will just have peak prices now. And can they international market price, you know, it may affect future trades, and affect current trades. You know, say cocoa prices, you know, 1,006, 2,000, acquire 3,000. What's wrong on paper, and then I'm 11,000, 9,000, acquire copy 13,000. What's me a ton 2027, 2028 cocoa 24 months ahead. 1 ton. What's your transport price? And I know why I insist that the government is more interested in stocks. What will say yes argument to you other?
Yes.
Many some fit ha. Yes, I debate way for months and weeks. And you know you could tell that the NDC's appetite for spot price and high. The entire problem the cocoa farmers are facing now is simply because the NDC government refused to sell cocoa, most of the cocoa using forward sales. Omo your margins almost train no matter on spot sales. Hoping say price they be as that time never cost ro. Omo ni situ omo no na price na yeden ati aba film. And na cocoa na ka egude mo omo ntumi nton. Because no so ton cocoa no at the current price na ewo amansen so na ontumi ntua cocoa kuyene no. Eka. It's a kadaho, and that is why they had no choice but to reduce the cocoa price. Remember, also say this whole scenario, no, so no, other decisions of the government also impact was who. Okay, say Tama, almost satisfied yes artificial manipulation of this currency. I was one of the first individuals that make on air say the currency manipulation that Abani will have ripple effect on other aspects. I was here, you remember when I told you about how export sector was suffering. Ebi na cocoa board this offer no. Obi because one more example. Say cocoa board cotton cocoa $1 billion 2024. Ebi na 14 cities and kebi obenya 14 billion cities bebo.
Yes.
And then what is about 10 cities? Enti onya 10 billion cities. That means there's a shortfall of 4 billion cities cocoa board sikim. We cocoa board so omo the projections be na ebo mo ho akwama. Sa shortfall no ukonya ne he. Either say ubenya no from high market prices and I say high production. Now you don't have any of them. So I just say it's other macroeconomic decisions, you know. They have other effects on other places. So the second reason also goes to the government because the government's decision. I am not saying say currency needs to afford, you know, but you should have been mindful. You should be aware. So who takes our decision, especially when it is artificial. Or we go and look at the friend is a Ghana Statistics Service data on the bro. Go and look at the real sectors. The real sectors are suffering. The real sectors of the economy are suffering, and the reason is because currency no performance is not driven by production. It is not. It's not driven by production, and once it is not driven by production, employment will suffer. the export sector will suffer. Export sector also suffer. They will cut off your friends and jobs. And these are the realities. And none of the reasons are ama situation is as a cause of the farmer. Neither is it because of the international price. Niama mienu na mehusa ban weka baako almost international price in it. I've explained to you. The international market price is not the reason why this current price has been reduced. Because this current price there, and come on cocoa the time necessary motor na. Anka there is no way akasa ebe affect no. Number 2, cocoa about debt. Any reason why I was situation the woman no. Obi ma make semitro. And this is something that now anka yempese ebe come because you see yempese cocoa body issues no be NDC versus NPP. Cocoa body issue no e farmers versus NDC. NDC no money o makuafo enya. Yen ka ho. But we will say NDC for in their attempt to deal with this incompetence no any crisis no. No come on just come be twi NPP ewrem. Ento better as almost here na ka NPP bottle ho and omo ja yaka 32 billion cedis and omo ye say enu na ye brand here
yeah, but you cannot run away from those issues as well.
Obi, did those issues come up in January 2025?
2025.
Did they come up in January 2026?
No.
Did they come in January 2025?
No.
Were the debts available as at 2024? Were they there in 2020?
60%.
So here, 60 point something, 60 or 61 or something like that. In the fancy 60%, nanka the akano abayin fa, and our buying debi on the obeyan will make you afford 3,100. In fact, the check here now you bear around 32%, and our buying also for 68%. Oh yeah, if I say my running now,
yes.
The can say yes. Because in the history of cocoa in Ghana, aban bia nye saa de ni bida. Se ofa dodo kese pa e chen akuafo no. Entansi. And we spoke against that. And the NDC ba pa we.
In speaking against that, no more say mobile power mo betua 6,500.
Yes, say NDC ba power you betua 60%. In fact, yes 60% no kra no. President Mama Kra can sad be can we no 70% of the FOB price. And as 70% no, you send share your manifesto say you winning election. Sika bi e benya na broche bia no. You be make 70%. Me I think say me kasa me can be awo. And now me call no am go bi. Am obi ate. Me check ni nyina na say anka some man akuafo no 6,000. Na man sa dia mosisi no in fact ye launch your manifesto kura me sa kan e wo ho ene ye se NDC ba ebo bi e benya na brochire bia no yan ye ka 60% no president mama o ye leader o ye ma campaign no ene o se dabi 60% no kura iswa fama na koko ne dia and this year winning election under my leadership as president John Dramani Mahama memma akuafo no 70%.
But and the farmers
and I share but what was any share your manifesto. Sure. Enti ye buy no. Okwasi na me ya no. Ye buy no ye nya cocoa bo no $7,200. Eye ton no.
Yes.
$7,200. Say $7,200
divided by 16.
O de emfa nkokra ho a. When ye share boss say ye bo e benya say bia no. Ye ma kuafo no 70%.
Yes.
Enti we calculate 70% of 7,200 na $5,040. Sabo we near ma cocoa akuafo. Say cocoa ton bi abag din sua no, ye beton no $5,040. The demand akuafo no. Now is a 70% promise na. NDC aban share ye no.
Yes.
Ye di so. E ba jo utie. Na tie nie. Ye ma kuani no say 5,040 na ye 70% no. Yemfa FOB nanka say nya 7,200 no. Na yemfa nya na mesi per bag value say de na pesa wo yen no. 7,200 no. Na $1 bia wo sesa. Unya 10 cedis 25 pesos.
Okay.
At the time I August last year.
Yes.
And the 10 cedis 20 pesos. To the multiply 25 pesos. Na ton bia no. Okoton abrochira 73,800
Ghana cedis.
A 20 now you divide by 16. Which is a bag biano you nya 4,613. 4,613. And yes, you make you afford 70%. 70% of 4,613 no, a 3,000 228.75.
The initial price now one.
Yadima Kuafo. Yadima Kuafo no. Na yes ya ma Kuafo no 70%. And na Kuafo no because na se ska we so a mo ka sa mo be maye mo nya be maye de to so we ma 60 million na mo se so a.
Yes.
Etimba be maye de 60% 70 ade na kwa say. And ye kire mu kire Kuafo no say eye exchange rate no ena di aba. Na wo mo pen so no now the $1 bi aba. Na ye use 15.5 and a check here. So and now the same $1 no bar 10.25 sabre na ye twa no. Enti exchange rate nankasa ma o se samba cedis mu a sika no so ye dey ate. Nankasa ye cedi no ejina de ejina na and na wo de sa sika no multiply by 15.5 na. Enka wo sika no de ma akuafo no e ka kra na nka du 6,000 na ye ka ho asem no e 5,800 and something and that cost 6,000 no and akuafo no be exchange rate so and no kodai ye tu mu ye de bo we ba August no September October and na exchange rate na this $1 no e pagya ni mu cost ro
yes
e kodu 1151 dollar bi afi de a free 10.25 no akọ 1150 and man panyin se there be exchange rate na mo di twa abo no akuafo no apagya ni mu it is all the dollar ne ba na onsesan bi abeguso and ye mon calculate na de abeguso no mon fa makuani se ba ya akuani ne ho nya dai enkyere no and ye san calculate e de 1150 ne ye dai e calculate ye de calculate na cocoa bag bia no 400 Ghana cedis abeka ho and the pagya abo no call 3,625
yes
major what you say and ye de 3,625 no e ma akuafo and ye de to cocoa
which was still 70%
and ye to cocoa no cocoa board to cocoa the abedi ni nsem e 580,000 tons
nigina at this
ya ton this price
3,625
nemu 530,000 de yakoton
yes
50,000 de ye nyan ton ye beton no and the bona tifi sa bedru $4,200 into $4,200 no se ne o de check exchange rate a e wo ho na je say 4,200 no o check exchange rate na $1 bi abenya 10.95 10.95 into the cocoa bag dunsi anton no kodura brochira e 45,984 so wo cha na is the bag back bia e kodura brochira sika obenya afrim ne 2,874 Ghana cedis eye cocoa bag no
yes
ubenya 2,874 Ghana cedis and I say cocoa no ne boa ye de kwa ye benyani de ya tofa 50,000 na ye nya nkoton ye no ye ya to no 3,625
okay
ba ye koton a ye benya 2,874 de aka paso e wo ho se si a ye nto ye no me de aka ho bi mi sister de aka ho bi me wo fa no mo de aka ho bi sa cocoa ni nyina no ye koton no 2,000 ye koton 3,600 na je sa o koton no 2,874 ye be cocoa ne dai eno ne ye hia ho na ye hia ho no options are you consider any bi
eno ye cabinet ne hia
cabinet yes
mo hia cocoa for ne o mo ani nkomo
cabinet
okay
so cabinet will have to decide and sure. And communicate it to the nation
sure
number 1 se kwan ba ne be fa so betun ato cocoa no e wo se ye pebosia do soso na e ka ne ye Ghana ka
yes
na nka akuafo bo ne ye maintain say ya
yes.
ye ne sa ye betun ayeye yes yes ye nhwe opportunity wo se ye betun aya ye kohwe ya ubeka say obi bra ye nuan mo power no omo je bosia free commercial banks no ho
yes
omo issue cocoa bills through Bank of Ghana
yes
na no kwa ye 8.1 billion Ghana cedis cocoa board entry enti bra
mutua bia na so mo ntimi entua but it was early in the administration
8.1 billion no eye omo ntimi entua sa sika no ema ye de koka DDEP ho domestic debt exchange program no IMF buy no ye de koka ho bi da kana ye structure ye postpone ni tua ne ade no ye de cocoa board ka 8.1 billion Ghana cedis no eka ho now saka we ya da cocoa board anim no bank ben na agege nkofo deposit wo Ghana oko so the cocoa board ko je sabusia na o deposit be mo bi o bank ben
the other alternative no was then into way no was not possible. The other alternative
no me pasa one so here possible there
no with the banks then they say commercially it will not be possible.
It will not be possible.
There, no more.
Excellent.
Yes.
Then number 2, the same cocoa board no cocoa ya ji bosia koto 2023 no ya kwaji ya kwaye forward say kwasi bro ni maiska ya be bro cocoa over bia 700 tons 700,000 tons ye wi ya nya ni nyina anko enti ya dimuka 330,000 tons a ya ton cocoa no 2,600 sikande ya yusu.
Yes.
Ba ye nya cocoa no nya dey enkoy enti aban to cocoa we awasa aban bo modern anya skani bi kakra edi tua sa cocoa no ye dey eka.
But no much them say when you took over in 2025 na sa 330,000 your friend is saying carry forward contract no more you move 190 affluent. What you had really was 190,000 tons.
O de fan say on say ye transition no.
Yes.
Me na me chair
The
a great session me na me chair enti cocoa board for buy no ye ne finance me ne setepem na ye
Okay.
Omu document om de buy no me copy cocoa board for no di adanse say man san fa mo bia me de ma de ko fi.
Okay.
Omu di shame say omu ja cocoa car eye rollover 330,000. Na menyi ni so bia betun challenge me on this because o challenge me a me den krata no be ba bontene and they know say nyoma was an krata mu ni nyina no ba bontena omu bia no betun betena akasa
But say bibi a bomb man I don't know what keep it. What keeping it for 1 whole year now.
Enya 1 whole year saka we call records kasa maka bia say your opposition na manka your opposition na mekan
No, me can when you assume power over the power of the state.
no you assume
to go
power
after
no
people. No?
cocoa board
Yes.
and aye handle sa na mani nyina enti dia omo dia braye ni nyina hwe a watie rendia the first time na okasa nyina na oka ekanasem in fact mu media kra no put mu together ema mu hunu cocoa board nia ewo ho.
Yes.
But that's for investigations there any attorney general and investigate body
General,
na semti
okay.
or there enyamasem
Okay.
but that is the truth. But whatever it is, me nya concern about sir Ekankra. I just want you to understand say under the circumstance no it is extremely difficult
For government to intervene.
yes we cocoa board current positions is here I feel now work is obey you free academy
Yes.
so it becomes extremely difficult.
Yeah, but a bailout will now then come from central government. In this case, the Ministry of Finance and not Cocoa Board.
Asa
Yeah.
sentina yana me power argument no so you say DDP no mo ye no
Yes.
e karomo staga say 2025 ye wo de betua
Sure.
2026 ye wo de betua 2027 ye wo de betua 2028 ye wo de so ni nyina 2027 no so hwe 2025 budget na ye na ye kire dodo ani ye betua this year we nko ano ye betua over 20 billion over 20 billion of a kana obututu share da no next year so over 20 billion sa kopim say 2028 ni be dey e be true.
Yes.
Enti abayan kasa no ye fighting to get money to pay sa debt no because when tuape won't you restore credibility na yanya ne sesia na ama o man gidi aye dey abem no
Yes.
o man ya wode abrofoka ama no ni nyina wode ka waka ka chom say minister metua nti to make an share dama me o to share dana we duru ya abanfra ba abana ansan tua o man na dey o man bio and they say Ghana economy a ya gidi obi aka economy ni koye amanfo by support yenya we nyina no e sa niema we ya yetimi atutu ne yenti obaka ya
Are you by this saying?
no obaka ya ye be collection no
Yes.
ye be call Xmas ye o ka say yetua
Bondholders.
bondholder yetua say o ka say yetua
It was quite a huge amount.
7 point something billion
Yes.
and yetua edema because when tua pe omo confidence no call economy bibia no how ye mu bia be dey e be ye.
Yes. But I was telling you, sir, after cabinet meeting.
Yeah, me person man who cabinet
Yeah,
options,
I get you. But Muamo Beka said, Abaya says situation when who said 50,000 tons be the farmers said they are bread cocoa board dada. Cocoa board are more much set.
Yeah.
Abaya up $150 million or the bit here.
Yes.
Abaya so can say the aka based on the projections now was some more people near 70,000 metric tons.
Yeah.
So 50,000 I buy here 150 million to close the gap.
Yeah.
70,000 you would roughly say 200 million, 250 million dollars. Buy between the closest gap. No, you are saying say I buy the 250 million. Yes, I did now.
But I know so from the aka for yes, I collide crop and also can't this season crop no.
Sure. But then I make us a more projection. Say the aka some be mobilized. There be 70,000 metric tons.
Yes, say on my year projection at the beginning of the year.
Sure.
So cocoa betting now is 650,000 tons.
That's true.
And I have to move 580,000.
Yes.
It's so far projection now. Obekasa aka 50,000 ever form.
Yes.
But projection ya papa biano ye beat me plus 5 minus 5.
Yes.
But don't forget say NPP for your projection 2023 no a year minus 45%. But what you say? And then again, when say you need Cote d'Ivoire a share boundary, you need Togo a share boundary. And the price be able determine waha, able determine what Cote d'Ivoire, better Togo be a influence smuggling.
Yes.
And it's a Ghana price. A cost so kakra kracha Cote d'Ivoire. Also some boka a protect your borders.
Yes.
And on NPP for year no. Proud to 2024 no. Obekaya. A bonum de milk you have near Casa Enye. Na koko nbeko Cote d'Ivoire any Togo no.
Yes.
And I'm sure there be a bonu yes ana tie dia sani betria. Almost san kote task force. Anti-smuggling task force. Obi you are aware?
Yes.
Because I can't wear you so
it was part of the cow.
And task force no. Omo ka twa am say the omba yam say koko bi omba chi bia no. Ye beche mu miensa. Near the mienu ama omo. Enti omo chi koko ana ye valued at 32 million Ghana cedis. And omo ma task force no 21 million Ghana cedis. So my argument then was what was the essence of the task force? Se koko no ye chi near beton this scanning in ama omo say omo fanko dia Ghana ko boss aka na ye dey because logistics are the ko nyina procured by the nation.
Yes.
So the only akoton krasan kan ya moka kwa. So what I say in this particular case weighing the options maybe a cocoa board was here and the economy the debt that we are paying sabaya economy be stabilizing na bibia obi also asum biaba no the option na be one say and yes see abo na ye ton no for 90% makuani no 90%
of a boa the current world market price.
World market price.
Man 90%.
90% ye fan koto kokwa wo ho sesia no. So that utobegu ha ne ton no e be smooth. Ba ye krese kakra ka ye nton.
Yes.
Ye de be ma processors na ye dey a produce.
Because I like
process it. Anya like ye call like crop no. Koko na ye tin dada no. Ya ka ho no.
Oh, ka 50,000 metric tons na mama mo cheto.
50,000 e dey.
And as 70,000 mop up na ka say was
mop up na ho no.
Okay.
Eno nya light crop no. Because this year you can say ebi o ha e December koko ya hata wo ho.
Yes. Omon fama.
Main crop ni bia no.
Ba omon fama.
Ye nyam fama.
Okay.
Now nim dan na ye wo meeting dwene koko no ho no. Na koko a ya loadu wo tracks msi kwa me say chrome ni ade free Cote d'Ivoire. Take say Ghana price no. Ebeko esro. Na mo di koko na begu no na no so ye bebre.
No, but in much the same way me patcho.
Obi tio.
Yes.
Tio. Yaye adie bi for some time. Ediama eka meneyama to the sense eduru be na koko no kra ya hwe ya nke benya problem wo ho. Now say change ba now you want to do the same thing. Certainly you cannot have a different result. Say da bia no yavan say we aba say o kwaje bosia to man ho kwaje bosia to man ho kwaje fa kan to nya no na yagege ya afi de Ghana ko duru ba bia ye pa bibia na enya biwa ye koka nsense mu. Eno ne yesesa na sesi now to change the narrative no e was a Ghana ni ba bia ti ase say e ka da yanim aye ko na wugina kamu a on san fa ka nya dey enka ho bebre because you collapse.
Okay.
Now ye can say no me pa chom ma dimension bi no ati ase ye nobody should create that false impression say exchange rate na ama koko bo no eswate no amfa so bi ama
amre koko fo
abreye nyina including koko akuafo ne akuafo nyina. And I'll give you the example enya koko akuafo kwa na ya affected o cashew farmers almost cashew no yakotonji dollars the same with 10 exchange rate ninti affected almost woman produce share not eye nkuto no almost de no essence yakoton na brochenti the same affected almost na me be ma scenario no atie ni ye me ba hey me ko mechanical lloyd me no am ko kasa se me petrata ato tractor ne boy saying almost tractor ne $33,000 US. Ne boy no from 2023, 2024, 2025, 2026 $33,000 no and sign tractor head no and sign now 33,000 no 2024 no almost say no more tonji cedis esan say $1 no na ye 16 cedis inti 33,000 almost say na Ghana ni bia auto bia ji so tua 528,000 you have 5.3 billion cedis asan when your tractor head no 33,000 no and the same 33,000 no the same 33,000 no Ghana ni here 3.9 billion because exchange rate now follow it na use 1 cedi to 11.9 when why we use 11.9 11.9 here retail and your bank rate
and your bank rate sure
so just say your bank rate no ground sanka e wo fam pa enti enei no sa tractor no ko ano 135,000 at every so 1.3 another 1.4 billion cedis at every no bono as a result of fall in the exchange rate. Now obi me ya de keto bia mo hwe se obegye dia tie ne ye pa na menu America kan sembi se ebo na ya tese na ho kire dia bakora no enye bi ni sa ho kire de yo mu hunu bi da na mbibi penso na ye cha ye penso me meti hey se ye makuani even 100 million per bag mani beje because koko no an ye hwe me akoko ni madwuma me nua no ni mabusuafo nyina koko ni edidi ho ti koko bu okoso a ye ne ho to ye ba ya me pe no kre e wo everything that we do me kire wade bi cement 2024 an America more power no na cement bag ba ko ye to no 120 Ghana cedis me bo aka obi me bo
na ebi mo de ye wan ba nya obi a na ne de
ye obi a ba wote uhu 120 no
ebi mo de ye sure
ebi mo okay retail retail price on retail
sure
and yet wholesale retail maybe they not borrow 120 but they na hu no ye nkromu any ade no 120 cedis and I think say every Ghana otie bia nim 120 Ghana no now 120 no na ye to cocoa bag 3,100 enti se okuta cocoa bag baako na akoton wa NPP pen no so a ubenya 3,100 cement ye 120 na one bag no utimi to 26 bags of cement sika no so yanwe obi ani wa man sika betimi sika na gu kukuo mu ache awiska no de sika no timi to na mesika ho yemfa so and that is what in economics we call the real income.
Yes,
the real income the sika betimi ayede ato and at any point in time the real income of the farmer no be fall no na ne ho ayede akere no but if the real income of the farmer goes up then the farmer is better off now and the same farmer,
yes,
the same farmer, yate cocoa boso di amano 2,587. Ejine, kwani anko nya 3,600 na anu ye. Kwani na gambi bita wo nya 3,100. 8 minutes to 26 bags of cement no. Ene onya 2,587. Ba oba, exchange rate na. E man ni sika no call form no. Eno so aweki akwate cement bo no so every 120 di aba 80. Me no ka say crassment baby 75 but me person me here very fair yen use retail price na was no 80 cedis and the next bag na yate so e dey about 2,587 no so the no akogina cement no ho a obenya 32 bags obi tie ni yo it is how the rational cocoa farmer gina ho rational cocoa farmer now be say me ma two scenarios choose ba ko a wo pe mema 3,100 ba me cement buo ni nti ubetu ya to 26 bags pe mema ba ko so dabi mema 2,587 ba me cement buo ni nti ubeto 32 bags o hia o obi na o farmer nka even these two prices rationally they hin nka be choose
say me a farmer maybe so say honorable the reduction to 2,500 no now if we 3,600
no
free 3,100
no me can say no me to say 3,600 under our watch
sure
now I'm asking this because of position
comparisons
comparison minua
miracle
eye wa ha no enuti na me yesa ayi kaka kiro say so the price no compares oh near peso kra na 3001 me person cho say the real income of the farmer, even though the price has reduced, the real income has appreciated, and that is most important. And the exchange rate na tie ne bo no so no in another way no
asan aboa no
asan reduce price na ma no enti ene with reduced cocoa price no kra no obetumi to more bags of cement than they now to with 3,100 no. Then again enemy be mi say glyphosate unim glyphosate I don't know friend condemn no
we decide
no condemn no me frère o ma ton condemn no mi say condemn no ne bo no say 2024 na condemn no later ba ku bi aye 80 cedis later these are retail prices 80 cedis enti 12 liters no and na kan bo ma eye one box na 12 liters near 960 enti kali cocoa bag na wunya 3,100 na now so better condemn boxes na net we to 3 boxes
extra
3 boxes and the makuani no 2024
okay
ene kuani no ya tini cocoa bo so eye hayen ekuafo ye complaining ba na sika ye dia ma me no eye 2,580 samsim de nyina ekoto we side one bag no me de nyina eto we side and then we decide no box no at from 960 about 420 it me to 6 boxes obi so compare 6 boxes see na me one bag ato against 3 boxes me one bag toy and the miracle me miracle mo pen so enka ba choose the hene na ma menka ba bi kura nan sanya wa yi kakra obi fuel on say economy bia no fuel eno kwa in fact no a cascade through every facet but bibiara the impact of fuel ekoho na he ade bi ekoso aye 2024 ye nua miracle mo pen so na cocoa bag ne to no 3,100 no na aye petrol gallon no na ye 90 cedis. In fact, some places na 95 near there, but me person me here very fair 90 cedis. Akuafo so ye to petrol ye to no ye de gu ye mfuo no so ye de bi power mfidie ma irrigation ni ma nyina wo ye fuo mu Eti FM ye de bi kura ye abobo ya mu adwuma ne ade ni nyina enti u kari cocoa bag ba kuna so du sika ni nyina ekoto petrol and ye nua miracle mo pen so 2024 na betumi ato 34.4 gallons 34.4 gallons enei exchange rate ya aban so ye ni ye amasidi no ho aye den no abeti cocoa kuani ni sika so amakuani anka NPP to benya 3,100 no and onya 2,587 but the same exchange rate no abeti petrol bo no so edi petrol na ye 90 no and aye 49 cedis and this okuta 2,587 na ebetua to petrol kwa 53 gallons enti bag ba cocoa bag ba ku yesika no and ebeto 53 gallons wa bra sabre no net 34 so comparatively obi say ya kasa chusu ba ko a enka de he na ye ena ya sa kan bi o se enhihye na ya ye no se na ye ne mu kasai se cocoa bo a wa brochire no epagya ne mu kosora aban de owo de ka hunu bi ya mbesa ye den aka ho amakuafo no then again exchange rate na says ye 1095 no sani ebra bi pagya kodu 1150 ye de 400 ne beka ho no sesa pagya no ho a ye besa de abeka kuani no ba obi
and aban make his commitment no
yasa kakra se ye be ye mra ye de ko parliament na ye de ahyemra ne mu se efri na de kro 70% afey de automatic adjustment no so ebe komra nim so any time ye benya sa variation ni bia no I was say automatic adjustment no
adwuma but honorable I mean what church
no but me bisa na miracle ye na argument no na metie o ya ade bi na manage ho Was it cocoa bond there on inside a swati?
Yes.
And my tier NPP, our argument, you know, we say cocoa bond swati, will be say a swati. And they are correct. And was say, Esan says swatinti, and Cosa Baya, dear Bakune, Bisan say, a dear no was our buyer. Wasn't Cosa buying copper bosia, not all the shame mercury phone. Yes, no cano.
Or say, I buy him Bailey or more out.
On Bailey, a quiafono out. And I may be no can say, I buy what crime you know, and will bet me the bail out. No. Number one, Air Bosia.
Yes.
So the bail out.
Yes.
Bosia so me no me no him say cocoa board kwa Bosia bia obi amfanya de emano. E sign the enu anu ye to honti true or false. Obi won me no na ye true or false.
And no ye debatable.
No. Why is it debatable? Would you very honest? Don't run away from
why
this fact.
Why is it not debatable?
And ye debatable tre say banks no omo den comfort deposit na ye adwuma.
Yes.
From President Kufuor time and we introduce the issuance of cocoa bells. And anytime I finance cocoa then they cause Bank of Ghana to issue cocoa bells on behalf of cocoa board. Now the yes card ya we are no more cocoa na 6 months. And no more triggers are no 6 months no do month entry. And the call 1 year o month entry. And na be the cocoa board. And after the yakasa there be o month entry o so domestic debt exchange ni bi.
Yes.
And no my say banks no. In fact, na interest no cry no. Na interest no was around 13%. 13%. And so say and a bank for say your monfa be a 5 years or money no na monfa ntua. That was year na ye be collections.
The make say
no. Say wo obi.
Yes.
Bank ban and how the salary record we say me na mkoje edi before sika na men ntua commercial men be be ma.
Yeah, but all of these problems.
No, I just want to answer this.
All of these issues that we raising on were existing last year.
Excellent.
Yes, and you didn't make this argument last year.
No. Last year, I started cocoa.
Absolutely.
Yes, now price and following. Now price we had the 7,000. You thought it was okay.
Yeah, if the issue is the price now are falling now, say that because data cocoa board day. Any price on the world market, that's a price for cocoa. They are
options.
Yes.
And I make sure circumstances are and make that option impossible. So it is really
government bailing them out.
The option of government borrowing.
Yeah, but
for cocoa board no.
Government should not always borrow to government.
Excellent.
Bail them out.
So
can bail them out
so I told you say can't options.
Yes.
Me because the first option no you borrowing no.
Yes.
Now me no me agree say science e can no borrowing no your option.
It may be difficult to borrow, yes.
Excellent. So let's move to the next option. I will think you know you're there here.
And your government itself bailing.
Excellent.
Yes. Said the wire 150 million.
I've raised the point. Say I was a government now so intervene. Now government you could and we are from taxes I there you piano. And I make catch say domestic debt exchange program now there is heavy burden on government of Ghana. Economy to share dano afen you piano.
Yes.
Until last year, you try almost 17 to 18 billion. Last year.
Yes.
This year, Sakanom to share down. I was a taxes agent from the budget. No, you try close to 27, 28 billion this year.
Yes.
It's what this year, you know, government immobilizing Kakra Beya, yen default on that payment because you default to pay your credibility now you build no your problem.
Yeah, but
so under the surface of paper,
the government in doing other commitments, why should cocoa farmers be different?
And you're different. That is why bailout. No, how much can you commit? How much can you commit? Now, from argument our advancing, so when I would take a mine and move a miner, then what you do is say, Abasadia, Yankopes cancer and Koshim. I happiness ya, Yankopes cancer and day and Koshim. So a Pepesca Koshim now, a diaco drew. Maybe I could do first now after a year one in
How about the
so what the option if I thought was the option you take it and say dear abaya di ka Jeffrey we are phoning some at that price no
yes and they move it
and no yes betua mramu your lawyer
yes
and I
was buying because there is a contract
you can't run away from that
contract yes
nemom dear what yenya ntua no how would you say and no dear me koto what say me koto 2,800 3,600 number kotono 2,874. Can you do this?
Yeah, but that's where the argument about bailout about we've exhausted that enough. Now me person me busa this other question say how do you respond to the claim say the problem we are bar was a buying eti cocoa bosso. Cocoa board itself missing some critical moment, and also we take advantage.
Also, moment in business.
It back when they say when the price was bullish, in the baby a price ne cost now some we take advantage of forward sales, no, or man expecting say on be take advantage of spot sales and a price ni boom a drop away. That was a missed opportunity.
Okay,
and then our cafe no.
Na yentimi nye.
Adentia.
Good. Okay, bakaya 2024 no. Yeah, sha finance no. Na yenuanu na wo power. Omo twe letters on person ye forward sales. Business ayi bia ni ho person bank bia person no be ye. Obi am person be ye.
Syndicated.
Yes, obi aso nye. Forward sales ne say me pesa mi koko na afi mi project say meti do say.
Yes.
Wo beto say we meto 200 tons. Wo beto say meto 100 tons.
Yes.
Now no be sign agreement.
Yes.
Na ma loco in price.
Yes.
Say price we no beto price we no beto no. Now with the sankrata no akoye collateral.
Yes.
E di ajobosia every bank. Now the aba beto.
Sure.
Our banks no wa bruchiri. Enti wo call buy no ho. Now we yes our commitment no.
Yes.
No fit say wunya koko no ma obi anye. Na the entire 2024 year struggle ya ntimi anye forward sales no. Analysis indication no and say 2023 no ya over projected Ghana projected 800,000 tons wa bra na yenim say production level na 400,000 tons till the end of the year no ya nya cocoa na yekoji huska ni nyina enti ya ton cocoa no 2 years ahead of us
yes.
at $2,600 afa yekoti cocoa na de aji huska ni nya ni nyina nko enti ya de kwasi broni ka cocoa ye bag no dunsia sa 333,000 yantimi afanko ana yasa ko the following year no okoya na waka che kwasi broni kra na say mamiska na afidiam ni kokon meba wo obi papa no anko do sika be. That's what 2024 no yenya, but 2024 no na advantage wo ho no say na world market ni na ya predict say there will be shortage of cocoa in the world market. Enti Ghana ya na dwen say asa ya nya kra yanko ni say cocoa bo no ya dai e koso. And in fact a rice ya e could do $12,000 and sana even ye ura January 2025 no na e ko $13,000. E do wa and start say eba because this year omo project say weather na favorable. Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire ye cocoa e be increasing. Ghana so project is 650,000. Metis obinum say cocoa board project is 650,000 na doso. We project 800,000 and 850,000 and one converso market 650,000 never converso market no. So that option was not there.
The option for forward sales
was not there.
Taking advantage of the world market price and not akosro was not there. Remind you says upside forward sales and yet through syndication.
That option on the by A and B no.
Absolutely
excellent.
Into that could have been triggered.
Listen
through syndication.
Listen, me bacho to say.
Yes.
Obviously, over 330,000 debt. And it's all your projection say obenya 650 kra. Who cocoa say? That sign now between atom. Only 330. Over 650. Over 320.
Yes.
But what you say? And it's over between a loku bi kra na. Over between a loku 320. Because you all know only the age man when you market no. What you say ka say yeda wanim. And you can't tell us I mean Jamaica no.
Yeah, but say option to do 24 months ahead forward.
No, I'm just saying nyina achi no. Fan say loku even 330,000. Yes, ya ton 580,000. That is the challenge. Ya ton even 580,000 a ton no. 530 na ya ton say 580 50 aka ho. 30 na 530,000 na ya ton no. Ya ton ni na 7,200 o. Ya ton bi 7,200 no. Edu achi na price no ba form. Na ba form. Almost follow market no. So who will do that? Then again, price no start at about 7,200 no. Buyers knew that price no about follow bio. Nim surprise no.
And at that point, what were we waiting for?
Okay. So catch up for Bruni say a bonus to be lucky in what ya. Onya rational. Oh think ya. I was so doing ye. So say my say a bonus so better. Now the one to cocoa the one is a bonus so better. Oh we can agree. On one is a bonus so better. If that option Your option, but why not? Sanka, young and Tamnia cry a who would have done that?
But my point is at that point, Cocoa Board is no longer.
No, yes, I'm lucky. No,
Cocoa Board is not under your ministry.
Yes.
And for now, you are giving us a post facto rationalization. You were not in that room, start trading room. Now we know.
Okay.
Decisions Cocoa Board took at that time. You were not there.
Maybe trading room.
Yes.
Bisa say 530,000 tons. No.
Yes.
Then you're toying.
And Cocoa Board should tell us. And why so much me torn no man torn the account?
No, say Cocoa no yantini nyina da kro no anya 580 na bom. 580 no ebi a time we e wo ho anase ya ba no waton e wo ho anase ya ba no waton de ba achire no time no be ka Cocoa Board nsa so o moton na bo na ba form oton anye yi.
That's fine. Inti yen sign the other issue about the other issue they say despite the challenges I would say Cocoa Board
e wo no enya me se ye nyina ye nim ogaza me se a na say de me kwa na me ka so you know already
despite the challenges
Cocoa Board wo no
the claim has been made, and Cocoa Board in denial. Said last year, Omu procure vehicles over 110 pickups.
Okay.
I procure over 10.
In fact, Omu
SUVs.
vehicle. Next hands and something no. Yeah, na me pay what some biaka.
That I didn't hear.
You
cannot take that out of this conversation.
No, my mention.
Well, your conversation of Cocoa Board is in that street. Omaboka. And if in that same situation, so it's
the me person me fa enubi abeka ho ne say. Your focus cocoa pricing. No, me no. But you tell me cocoa pricing.
Okay.
Na cocoa no. Ye kasi ye make for no 70%. 30% na aka no. Ye de cocoa no ho adwuma. So bas ye de
30% na.
Ye de cocoa ho adwuma. Now your quality control for omo the car ko baby cocoa no ye tono no. Ekwa check quality. Na omo sili cocoa no.
Yes.
Are you saying say quality control officer say onika na se 30% na aban fa de cocoa no adwuma no scan bi amon fa bi ntoka no de akwa cocoa no adwuma na certainly you can say this.
And I said 30% no e sika was say ban sa na what 30 no scan
no me chance say ya ton bi ya ton cocoa ni bi and say de ya ton no ya tua 70% amakuani no ya 30% no ho but ye need vehicles quality control for wetin de akwa adwuma
yes
ye need the chair the for Ebeko field o me ko hwese bedua cocoa no cocoa health no pa cho say o ba say
na ka ebia o mu nia
no me create scenario amount na cocoa board of vehicles rational being bel besa quarter vehicles account bi o se vehicle ultimate and say
yes said the timing for that procurement and so you critical
no obi unyanti asem you nya say mo o ya
me to ase o
tio
me to ase say
time na cocoa no follow here no there was no problem
na issue bi any
yes even cocoa board can cry no say na cocoa board for tuatua bi say see o mateka no so na bedu 98,000 bucks from 33,000 abedu 98,000 330 abedu 98 so it means senya eboya follow ikra enko mo program say bedu afi we nkwa wie no mo yika na free no na enko mo ye free ho enya ka we nkwa no mo san tua wo obeka ya omo san di cocoa nua no kodi agina mu agi bosia so mo di bedua cocoa na awuo no metwa awuo bia AFD before no na says can $600 million emu $350 million and no msa kan and no programs some di bedua and sasina cocoa na say no 156,000 hectares omba no msa scan anso omsa yusu omo cocoa no de na percentage no mo keep no emu 700 million Ghana cedis at the source by the end of the day no omo do 40,000 hectares. That's another issue.
Yes.
So what you say? And tina make a jones a canon so a diwa cocoa board the buy ya almost say tria every year be omutua 2 times eduha omutua no so omutua says can so be ya says can so be dey e be free wako. Don't forget say while in opposition me catch us say that was the first time government of Ghana edi cocoa nua na jebosia edi ka to na bedu time ye tua no at the bed they can see I said all these things, but me not bothered about those things. Surprise no, I follow. And now we had the way I manage sikasem no, any other na. And kasadi you bet me 100 masumbiya a day. Abba. Now I say price now I follow no.
Yes.
I was so say debt no crowd was your kotuano. Yanhwe ye you bet me a default.
Because of the fall now, Abba.
Abba no.
But then some have also made the argument say Muka say because of the challenge I say yeah burden sharing. Into aban fa a canibi. In this case, abaya copy $150 million be a one budget for. But situation about in the also the
oh, I just say 150 million just to cover the 50,000
that's what
tons
I'm
of
saying.
one.
50,000
But no,
yes.
The yes are ton of crown. 10% penna cocoa board fano.
Yes.
You know, say intimate.
That's true. And the aban will still have to commit.
So you look at the extent to which government can commit some resources.
Yes. And the aban will still have to commit more. But the aban can offer from this prices. Farmers now so edge almost so committed 10,000 per bag.
No, not 10,000.
1,000 Ghana per bag.
The
question is, cocoa board no mobile cocoa no brand. Any workers what are they also losing? Almost sacrifice
Oh, in fact, and also another area we should look into. It's another area, another dimension to the debate. Say, oh, what about Juma? Yes. Almost sacrifice Ben, almost bet me the circumstance now. So we argument say me cancer argument now because what the issues na say. It is said there who feel na problem aba na obia contribute to amaya solve problem no because every Ghanaian be a Ghana have a utia tax bia no also why a sacrifice o sacrifice na commitment na government of Ghana education $150 million plus the other resource additional resources na ye dey ewura mu no ni I know your commitment to Ghana ni ba bia ye enti say the oya adwuma wo ho no so ebe sacrifice bia boa it's in order. How be anyhow?
But it was something. It should have been part of decisions at cabinet.
No,
Muteki.
No,
but this was an emergency meeting to take bold decisions.
Bold decisions take and say every Ghanaian, including the workers, no, will be also sacrificed be because that 150 million na yedi triano. So be young confirm free baby
taxes.
Yeah, taxes here be na ye kofa. Then again, the ebe sign dia so the ebe toy so yenya hu the ebe toy do 20. In 20 more figure no edini.
Sure.
But what you say?
Sure.
But who say no so discuss here be dey. The same people ya na ye dey home be dey ebetuatua. Until every Ghanaian regardless of wherever you are, oh you sacrifice e dey aboa. Then this argument out there say oh, and your workers no so kra ye tua omo ka no. Omo so enye sacrifice. And also another area we can look into. But what must say?
I get you.
But the oye no, me many je won say number 1. What you say a buono a swati. Now,
world market price.
NPP for you'll be also tiasia.
Sure.
Number 2, what's our DNS can ye bosia. Madam Monsoti wa ham who say Cocoa board the ja and cocoa border a 1 naya obetun diaje sabosiano. And I will say our other state no kwajo bosia kasiasa and fanshim. And Madam Monsoti was a car the ja Ghana. Afibia was a triano, and no yakasi ye, and so bet me a tuatu and in area, a bema or basket no the becamuno, a bayaka crabby, into ye taking into consideration. As an area, the stand are buying bet me a day, a committee.
Yes,
but what I say, and I make a show Beyonce. So we are weighing na Sanka ye exchange rate non kuampo, ayatisa womo diana, and Kakuanini Sikano. Still, a better Kakadia Makuanina and Kenya issue.
Yes.
But essence exchange rate no swatino. Aside compensating for in the other areas
shortfall in
Amakuanino real income the ordinary sikatono rather no aside they appreciate.
Alright, my final question would be sir, now we count the potential for smuggling into Ghana.
In fact, a big dikaba.
That's fine. Sisia what we've been told and it's with the new price I affect no Cote d'Ivoire the was so you agree?
No. Yeah, the end is just a be our case be a man now so price for be there.
But they've not announced a reduction in price.
No, buono. So Cote d'Ivoire bo obi. Ya no be can be why am for adwin actually. Say on say ukọ brohafo a. Your baby wa kro ba kono. Very anu say. Aha Cote d'Ivoire. Aha Ghana.
Yes.
Koko for ba konkra wa etwam country ni mienu.
Yes.
And it's a buono kosoro Cote d'Ivoire. Kaba hu ye koko no kwa na ekọ. But the more abahu say Ghana koko ni esu say me koko ha ye ntono. So they say na koko Cote d'Ivoire so de ho ye ntono. Na hu say enye nokre.
And are you by that saying say
obi aka chewa
Cote d'Ivoire so a reduce price about 2,000 say.
Me say o de check Cote d'Ivoire bona Cote d'Ivoire for ebo ya nka Ghana ha say koko dodo ni nka nko na dada. They say no ka say kra koko ni bi fitogo na ye nya na surprise no. You who say cocoa free Togo Abagana. And now you track it.
And your farmer beyond the person will go through the stress.
No, your farmer is not go. Your farmer is not yet. That's why I'm going to go my own tears. You can be ready. You won't call for a better a smuggler.
Yes.
In fact, Brian be 2 born where you can't say born in you know. Now, man for better cocoa no Ghana. At the Cote d'Ivoire cotton, and no business can see a normal year. And no tell mom got a task force on your day, and go see Sadiano, Ano. And Joby, young Ghana, any Cote d'Ivoire board here. Sabuano cost chair, Okrawa now so ha. A Crafon Crabacas, oh, you come about the ton about near the day at the amount. But that is not the case. Memene, your counter Bazawo Cote d'Ivoire. Before say you have a cabinet meeting, no, may engage you. Ye din komo.
Okay.
Because now person who Cote d'Ivoire situation no. At the time I mean no mokasano. No matter 1.3 million metric tons to the market world market. But no more 250,000 tons are a good way in ton.
I mean kind story man I mean your reaction 18th February 2026. David Apenga writing from My Joy Online.
18th February
18th February 2026. That should be today, right? And
there be no 16th. And to a conscious now ocean a prophecy.
Hey, Mrs. 16th February 2026. Sorry, 16th February 2026.
And they are.
David Apinga. Or say Ivory Coast maintains.
Oh yeah, I know
like report My Joy Online.
Okay.
Ivory Coast maintains 3,600 Ghana cedis equivalent per cocoa bag as Ghana reels from 28% emergency price cut. Story is say. Cote d'Ivoire has officially maintained its farm gate price for cocoa at 2,800 CFA francs, approximately 3,600 Ghana cedis per 64 kg bag. The decision announced by the Coffee Cocoa Council on Monday, 16 February 2026, stands in stark contrast to neighboring Ghana, which just days ago implemented a drastic 28.6% reduction in its producer price to stay afloat. The Ivorian authorities have confirmed that the price will remain unchanged until 31st March 2026, defying the global market slump that has forced Ghana into a defensive reset of its cocoa economy. The CCC's press release was not merely a pricing update, but a stern warning to licensed buyers. The council reiterated that full payment for delivered cocoa must be made within 1 month, threatening.
Okay. But time I yako cabinet me no mo kasa no.
Okay.
Now omo price. Any price now is a difference behind him kasibia.
Hey, how is that possible?
I'm telling you, that's why I'm catching a story no. Yantwe Aboagye.
No, it's a statement issued by the CCCO.
And I'm saying to Aboagye. And they are now kasa we. We got to Aboagye. Na yantwe Aboagye. Me sorry for ya. Sorry I waka actually me.
Yes.
Me call Cote d'Ivoire.
Okay.
I find out from your colleagues say.
Okay.
This is the report to Ayenya. What is it? Na a home feedback biano.
Yes.
Me de be na unim se ko ebo no akosora then all of us can take advantage obi an what be see se kira.
Yeah, but the question then will be said, because this statement says the
medical catch
no, hold on. The statement says they would maintain this price till March 31st.
Me say
if that should hold sway, then how do you justify Ghana?
Statement way this is
the same word market price.
Why I was between a check with Cote d'Ivoire.
Yes.
But what you say?
I believe
and a medical catch say. Me medical catch say. Me ankasa. Tienye. Odi. Tienye. De what say? Me say me ankasa. Me ndim say ye betwa boy.
Okay.
Me hunu cocoa tracks a na sisi we borders be bia binom person mo de bag na beton. Rationally. So Cote d'Ivoire was 3,000. So Cote d'Ivoire was 3,600.
Yes.
Cote d'Ivoire 3,600 cocoa price.
Sure.
Yen you know what borders no so a omo de sisi ho a na yen to na omo nyeska no. Sanka wo hu sa ba kokora nsi ho. Sa wonim cocoa ma enka na ba kokora anye dey. Na ona wonim ana.
They say one now say farmers now in farm go say nko for the babeton.
No, ye wo borders ho a e ho de ofa cocoa to wa dru Cote d'Ivoire. Bre. E ho de ani it is a board to say ya. Majority is a board to say that.
Yes.
And come Tom Coco in Yako. In fact, the boss say ya. So Nima, small
yes, but that is not to say honorable, sir.
That's what
story is not.
A Yamona more story, no.
Sure.
Joy for more story. It me.
Yes.
And they are no story about.
Yes.
Mesomako confirm.
Okay.
You confirm story, no.
Okay.
Na it is
okay.
We'll look at what happened. Say adjustment be now about
Okay.
Say Yadika culture says adjustment be about. Government of Ghana will never hesitate to increase the price.
That's fine.
Say nay, price is favorable na Cote d'Ivoire for now. So why can't Ghana do the same?
The same world market price about for me. And idea of monoma buying as or massing or maintaining what will Ghana do?
No, Ghana will take a decision. Because yene Cote d'Ivoire and Suninano, ye hear prices 7 year. It be ankofa how be American training now. It's a Cote d'Ivoire price. Ghana problem. Ghana will never allow that to happen.
That's fine.
And that's why I'm just way story a fee number. Until every Ghanaian must understand say cocoa boso na ide ate.
That's fine.
And yes, I buy be I na say ozi akuafo. Na say I buy that Ghana no matter 1% na. Obi ka 31% ka present ko be akuafo say.
Honorable Ntisi a great minister.
One can
play role.
One can
you play role.
No, sir, government we are working together. And now there's it. We are working together. You been some tea me church mu. And I'm
that's what we need the American.
The what can I say?
Because as a long-standing ranking member on the Agric and Cultural Affairs Committee, and with the job at YNAVA, I mean, whether people agree with you or disagree with you, I mean, can say you've made a good attempt.
That's right.
At explaining issues.
Yes.
And you should have a critical role in the cocoa sector as Minister for Agric.
Yes. Me plain say, cocoa issue be our cabinet. Me wo hobby. You better discuss
it. It is not enough. You know it is not enough.
Na enough. Na you don't Minister for Roads so I because I'm
Minister of Roads. The president will not put you at Ministry of Roads. You know. You know the president will not put you at Ministry of Roads.
Minister of Finance so I because
a Greek ministry, that's your 40. Honorable Eric Opoku.
Yes. Enti the best Ghana akuafo nyina na say ye nyina ka ho bi. Miracle say akuafo ye demonstration and ye nuanom ye papa no ye maame no. Ye nom nyina na ye kua no. In fact,
ba nsema waka wa ha no ukọ so say Esutifi Esunafo South. But ubetimi akwa kosia koko farmers.
Me akwa me be koto
face to face.
Me be koto koko growing areas nyina. NDC for me kwa me the one man baby adwuma nyina.
Na wakosi omo face to face.
Yes.
I can say mo
say much wrong. Na say akuafo nye sabe omo an ni ntiase.
Sure.
E ba ye akuafo no bi ye chechire mu a omo te ase. Omo say na nko say mo chechire mu ntem. Mo chechire mu kire ya enke te ase.
But you also agree say the from government need delay.
There and the delay. I agree with you say a delay.
And another one country or more
cabinet. No. And no say your cabinet your call at the time you chase her and some way say e koso no. So what you say because tama e ba ye na President ma cabinet ko share no and ye nya details ni nyina me call me constituency na start epeke but na on say catch for the jikoko
cabinet meeting so chair dodo
anche
a chair
na be issue
on this issue
no nya ante
oh menti ase
ma menti on ante ase
nsema wa kan
ayi bi o ha nya ante koko to say dia to no tie koko to say dia to no se farmer no de ko cratch no ha
yes
na cratch na to no a record cratch ni nim say o de be kwa ma koko board aye dey age enti when na omunya indication say yase bo no so atene ade no na om say yanhwe ya na bo no so aye dey akote na ye ho aye dey akokere ye ana ayifo no kachefo no he ha se kaje fa man say fa kwansa ansana ani ye dey e ba ho anya sa hu se problem bi aye dey
that's we wish you very well.
Yes, na say the music say the music do akuafo dey bi mada
So that is it. Enti one kasa wotena se na hwe interview ni kusia. Se wo hu asema make no. I hope say asema make no wo. And me very sure pa say asema make no. O ye observant and oto boase ehwe asem ni ye. And I'm pretty sure say asema make no. Hu say ampa. And tro bi anyu. I say Honorable Eric Opoku kasani na interruption from Obi. Question any say or ask a na obisa. Interruption from Obi left and right. Interruption from Obi left and right. Na obisa questions. No yes no obisa. You see so many questions are bogus and obisa no. But you can share Dennis Miracle Aboagye die no obi tena se hwe ni sia ohano wato question no kra no owie akyi na Miracle Aboagye asen ayi den abibisa obi na obi ya no na omato so die nti a amameka sansem wi ba ko pe simple Ghana yi problem any journalist omo kurum ha bi no the way omo ayo omo adwen sa asemba omo nkamu no kore na mmom be use omo ankasa omo political party omo ankasa ombe can send based on their political parties because we know very well say obi omo ahene any nkofo bibiri omo Joy FM Joy News multimedia NPP for especially per a year multimedia ankasa NPP for Jandam station Jandam multimedia ehonum na omo de Jandam ehonum na omo de bibia niema enim SN fatai na ehonum na omo ye no adenti omo ye sa and why are they doing this to Ghana? They thought say omo ye NDC for but before once no mo say sabi ebusi bi nya do fro sabi fro onim se oye oni bo onim se ne to ena na oile ohino ose no aba fro nipa fro yi nipa na onim se oye oni na mo ni to no ohino abushafo enkomo no wate ase. Do you understand the conversation? I am trying to say MPP for edwin so monko na fi nyansa nyina wo mutrimu ena wo Dennis Miracle Aboagye wa betina no ena wo kasa gbegbegugu but you forgotten the mo ye no over the years. You have forgotten what you people you did for the past 8 years to Kuku border enama Kuku border eni ahotoso eni sebi ejina so papa bia no you forgotten that ena wa betina ho no. And it is sad. It's really sad. Sometimes I ask myself, these people they think say be an Ghana for say be Jimmy Debbie. Ghana for Jimmy that and a motor by the NDC. Because we knew very well say MPP for more better now mine so much sell mine. We knew very well say more better now I sell mine. Ma be your mine said you pay. But buy would for mine as your bona fide property. We deep no more than Ghana won't change. But then after destroying all these things, I dey banya omo dwen Ghana for ho kakra no. Eno nso ye moya ena mo toto ayampia. Na ene mati news bi a efa Papa Kennedy ho. Ya Papa Kennedy, omo si ni nkofo bi nsi omo ye fan base party, it's a fan base movement. Omo ta Kennedy achi. MPP mu ebetutu se hu. Eno ena ebe mo winning in 2028 na ebe abysmal. Omo losing no rather. They will lose. Obi a will lose no was lose potoda. Obi a will lose no was lose poto. Will lose was lose poto. I'm telling you. But you think say biana omo ye. Because omo behavior mo show the opposition. No? It doesn't show any responsible political party who wants to rule a country or a nation. They are just doing things in any way they want. And it is sad. It is really sad. It is really sad. Some people for and can we want a strong opposition party to criticize. But then omuti honum no. The omuye kraum. And the OP of Asempa FM has been exposed about Jandam. Omo no oni o man ni do man wa dwe. Omu nje Jandam no. Omu ye bia nso omotote. And omu de Asempa. Ebebo omu nation records. Ebebo omu. Omu nyira mu no omu nje. Na mudie musi mudi journalism. Ebe ye niyama ese ense emfata. ina ti kuruma konfo si kurumo no otimubi chitawadwo comment section makra bye bye.